The next call is a Labour call and a split call. I call Chris Farfoy.
Speaker, and can I extend to you and all other members of Parliament a Happy New Year, and also to the officers of Parliament who look after us, and wish all my parliamentary colleagues varying degrees of success over the next 12 months. We've heard a lot about the Prime Minister. That party across the way trades very much on his brand. Yep. And there's a lot to be said about a backstory. And Prime Minister John Key's backstory is all about the State House boy who made good, went to university and went away to the US and made $50 million. A great backstory. It's done him well. They've got a third term in Parliament. But there's a problem with that backstory now. Because John Key, who was raised in the State House, who had the benefit of a State House upbringing, wants to sell off 8,000 State Houses. So the very opportunity that the Prime Minister took for himself and the help of the state, he wants to take away from over 8,000 families around this country. And there is a difference of political ideology here, and right now there is a stark difference. We did not hear a peep out of this government about the wholesale sale of State Houses before September the 20th. But as soon as we have a State of the Nation this year, John Key says 8,000 state homes are on the block. Don't forget, this is the man who had upbringing in the State House and the opportunity of a State House, and he doesn't want the most struggling families in our country to have the same opportunities that he had of a State House, because he wants to sell off those state homes. This is a Prime Minister who's forgotten where he has come from. And I grew up in a state home too, Prime Minister, but when I got to this place, I'm going to fight for those families who need a state home, not sell them off. I haven't forgotten where I've come from. I haven't made $50 million, but I will fight for the state homes that the families, those state houses, those families who are in desperate need right now. Right now. And I heard Nick Smith, a former Housing New Zealand Minister, say the problem is supply of land. Well, Mr Smith, come to Porirua, where you demolished 16 or 17 houses about 5 years ago, and that land still stands empty. Your department has done zilch for the last 5 years to increase that minister's department, that minister and this government has done nothing over the last 6 years to replace those 17 homes that were taken away from that community. Where were the replacements? Where were the state homes that those families were living in? Where are they? Where are those replacements? And this is a government that says, oh, we can't get our hands on land. There have been plans for 22 new units for that home, for that land. Where is the government? Is it building it? No. It hasn't done one single thing. And then it plans in Hazard Grove and East Place, right in the heart of Cannons Creek, some of the lowest paid people in this country, and they're going to demolish more homes. And is there any plan to replace those homes? Not one. They're going to sell that land, probably go to a developer who will make a tiny little income out of that. This is a government who will sell off state homes and take away opportunity for those people who need it, sell that land off to developers, and they don't care. So I'm not going to sit here and listen to Nick Smith or the Prime Minister say, we're going to give opportunities for the most vulnerable Kiwis, when they have done nothing to replace the homes, the 17 homes that you made a decision to demolish, and that you have made a decision not to replace. This government has done nothing for those families who need more homes. And then it has its Housing New Zealand officials say, oh, there's no demand in Porirua East. Well, come and spend a day at my office. When we get a deluge of people, 2/3 of the work that comes through my electorate office is Housing New Zealand work. And this is a government that has its officials say, well, there's no demand in Porirua East. Just like there'll be no demand in South Auckland. And you say, Mr Young, that you're connected to the communities. You guys are so out of touch when it comes to state housing. And you can snigger, Mr Young, you can snigger, but you don't realise that a lot of Kiwi... But that side of the House does not realise just how deep the hatred of your State House policy is. Because there are a lot of good people who've done good, just like that Prime Minister there, who don't like what you're doing. They live in their own homes, but they've got to start in a state home, and they don't like what you're doing because the opportunity that they got and that some of the people across that side of the House got, you're taking away from them, and you should be ashamed of that.
I'm calling up Jenny Salisa.